So this is just going to be a video on us building some Contemptor Dreadnoughts. So we've got a pair of them here. They're both going to be Alpha Legion. So we've already coated them in, we've taken them off the sprues, and then we've already soaked them in Simple Green. We've cleaned off all of the mold release. So what we've got left are just the parts of both Dreadnoughts. And so what we're going to do is build them. We're going to magnetize the Havok launchers on the top, and then we're going to magnetize the arm weapons because down the road we may want to change. But for now, we're just going to start putting these guys together, and then we'll paint them up at a later time. So because we're dealing with resin, we're going to be using our super glue to do it. I like the gel stuff better because we can control where it lands much easier than we can with the runnier stuff. So we're going to start with the feet and work our way forward. We're going to use both of these feet. And then we're going to use the shin armor. And then we're going to use the knee joints, like so. And then add the little knees. And then both of those are going to play into the hips and into the pelvis of the chassis. So we'll do all those, get them glued together, and we'll be back here in a few minutes. So here's our legs for our Contemptor. So we've put a bit of an action pose or a stepping pose here just to set him up, because he's going to be standing there with both butcher cannons ready. So we're going to let that dry. We're going to start assembling the upper torso part of the chassis. So the smokestacks will attach to the back, just like so. And then we'll also attach the arms on. And then we're going to have to magnetize the weapons. So in this case, we'll probably put a magnet in this circle here. And then the second magnet will go on the top half of the gun, which assembles like so. We've already cleaned it all out of the resin, so we'll add a magnet right between those two pieces there. And then we'll be able to swivel our cannons. We're going to glue the top half of the chassis on. It would be nicer if it was a part just for moving, but I think this model is small enough, unlike the Dreadnoughts, that we can actually make it permanent and it'll still fit in our box for travel. So we'll do some of this assembly now, and we'll meet back here in a few minutes. So this is our Contemptor now. What we did was we glued the arms on right here. We magnetized the guns, as we mentioned, making sure the polarities are the same, so we can actually switch guns if we need to. We glued the shoulders together in a position where the guns cannot run into the legs, like so. Then we used our drill bit to drill a hole in the top, drop the magnet inside. We used our little drill bit to drill a hole in the base of the launcher, drop the magnet inside, made sure the polarities match, so we can run it as a with a launcher or not. And that effectively is our unit. The head we will mount after we've started painting, and the torso we will glue once it's been painted. That lets us get inside and underneath all of this stuff that would be much more difficult if it was glued together. So there's our first Dreadnought finished. We're going to do the second one and move on from there. So with two Contemptors finished, we're just working on the last one now. And one of the neat tricks you can do to make sure that all the magnets are polarized the same way is to match one onto one of the ones you've already done with a Sharpie. Just mark it like so. And then I know that that side needs to be up in the next one. So we're just going to add glue to the hole we drilled. And then even if we get confused with the magnet as we're putting it on, because we've marked it, it's easy to locate which side we want up. Just like so. And now we're confident that those two are the same polarity, so all of the weapons will all link to each other and be all interchangeable. And with that, our 3 Contemptors are now finished, and they're ready to be primed and then painted. Everything is magnetized on them. The 2 arms can be removed, as well as the Havok launcher on the top. They're not glued on the waist. I will do that afterwards, but I wanted to leave them off to make painting in the inside a little bit easier, because once they're together, it's hard to get a paintbrush in and around the legs. And because we're dealing with super glue, because it's resin, it won't disturb the paint if they're painted first. So we did leave that apart. All of the weapons are magnetized and interchangeable, as well as interchangeable amongst themselves, same as the Havok launcher. So we're ready to go. The only other thing we didn't do is we didn't attach the heads. Those are here. And we'll put those on after, just because it's easier to paint inside of here without the head in the way, and that way we can get all the coverage we want. So that's pretty much our video today. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like or share the video or leave a comment, and we'll be back again with a painting video for this. These 3 units probably sooner than later, because I do want to run them in an upcoming game. So we'll likely see these painted in the next few days. Thank you for watching. Like I said, leave a like or a comment or subscribe, and we will see you again on our next painting video.